Future Ruinous Powers. We recently ran a second beta for the Ruinous Powers, a highly anticipated prayer book proposed as a reward for Desert Treasure 2. Yeah. If you're not interested in reading the full blog, put together a TLDR. Beautiful, that's what we're here for. Many players for the Ruinous Powers are effectively just standard praise with some slightly tweaked numbers. We don't get the sense that many players are excited for them, and the way you'd expect players to be excited about the power increase like this. For similar reasons, the Ruinous Powers we have not really... The Ruinous Powers we have now don't really match up with our initial vision for the new prayer book. While power creep isn't inherently bad, this iteration with the new praise feels like power creep for the sake of it rather than anything that's solving the new problems. That's interesting as well, because most people that talk about power creep in Oldschool Runescape have no idea what the fuck power creep is. So I love how often this comes up. We didn't properly anticipate the volume of work required to deliver on the community's desire for new prayers properly. With all that we know now, we'd approach the subject with a similar level of attention to detail and communication as we have with selling and the new skill process. I think that's smart. We'd rather not risk sacrificing the quality of everything else that makes up Desert Treasure 2, the Fallen Empire, this close to release. We're still open to suggestions of adding prayers that do things players are excited about. For example, mixing things up significantly in PvP to the standard prayer book, if that's something more players would like to see us explore. This isn't us closing the door on new prayers, new prayer books, or other additions to prayers entirely, and we'll let you know when the time feels right to have these conversations again. I did tell you, once again, I tell you what's going to happen and it happens. When we were first looking at the original Ruinous Powers, I said we should just not have them. Desert Treasure 2 looks good without Ruinous Powers. I don't think they're necessary. After trying the first beta, I held that position. I didn't try this beta because I just didn't have time. I wasn't interested. I think the logic here is a lot of people want, PVM-wise, people want more accuracy. It's a CM Tecton Copium train, and I think Jagex, you should do what you're doing with Desert Treasure 2 without the Ruinous Powers. It's fine without them for now, but I absolutely think, on a side note, while we're on the subject of power creep and bringing things to the game that people might want and enjoy, in a separate update or a separate piece of content, give us something that we can either upgrade the Dragon Warhammer or somehow bring the like Status Warhammer into the game. Even if it's through a mechanic like the Event Defender is on the Dragon Defender, like the Hill. Give us a Dragon Warhammer upgrade or a whole new system that's not too much more powerful than the Warhammer, but enough to kind of close that gap where people in PVM really lack. Like, I think the Dragon Warhammer and BGS area is starting to fall off a little bit with PVM, as opposed to the rest of, like, what PVM has to offer. That's what I got out of Ruinous Powers mostly for PVM, is more accuracy and strength. I don't really think max hit is something we need to worry about currently, but I think accuracy with some spec weapons can really do with some love outside of the Void Waker, for example. You said no one go out and freak out about buying bones and prayer scrolls because things could change, and look, I did. I had the tendency to be able to tell the future, and once again, your boy is molding the future of RuneScape. So, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Ruinous Powers will no longer come to the game, and I think that's a good thing. That's all I have to say on the subject. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section while you're liking and subscribing. Let's get back to the hardcore, things that matter. At least the benefit of the Ruinous Powers is that it resulted in us being allowed to rearrange prayers and hide the crappy ones. Yeah, that's huge. I'm glad that the J-mods can take the initiative to scrap an idea like that. Yes, it's wasted dev time, but it's also not entirely wasted dev time, right? Because now they know, they learn, and there's nothing wrong with trying this again in the future when there's different content in the game. They can try different prayers, maybe not as many prayers, or take inspiration from those prayers to the current prayer book. Incorporate some of those prayers into certain gear or certain spells. There's other ways around it. See what the community liked and didn't like, and trickle it in instead if they need to. There's many ways and many things they can learn from this alone, even if it doesn't come to the game. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy.